even do this. I can't do this. What's up, Angelique? Carrie Rufo, what's going on, guys? Angel Honeycutt, the husband and wife team from St. Louis in the building. I can't do this story. I'm going to have to cut this off on the replay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, crap. Hold on. Let me get myself together. Come on, Jay. Come on. Woo. Okay. All right. Here we go. Every time that face come up, come on, man. Come on. Sheesh. All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of Third Shift, DJ Just J with Just Dimes ENT. I'm here to bring you guys a story that is a bit tragic. As you guys know, we advocate for children first. I'm here to talk to you guys about something that might not sit well with your sensibilities, and some people might get upset with me about what I'm getting ready to say. So if you're sensitive, all I ask for you guys to do is just hit the red X in the top right corner, exit the video. Please don't flaggy the video. Please don't flag the channel, because I'm going to say some things in here that are going to have some very rough details. I'm going to speak in a manner that you guys might not be used to if this is your first time here, okay? So what we're here to talk about is this mother, if you can even call her that. Her name, or I think that's a lady if I'm not mistaken, Tamekia Martin is her name, okay? And that mother has been, and yes, that was a mother, and she gave birth to human beings. Yes. So, that mother has been found guilty of manslaughter and child abuse stemming from the 2014 death of her 8-year-old son. Okay? Now, here's the story. According to Baltimore State Attorney's Office, Tamekia, whose name is spelled Tamekia, because you know they can't spell it normal, Tamekia Martin struck her son, Damaud Martin, Damaud, at the time he was 3 years old. She struck him while he was 3 years old, and you guys know we've talked about this, about hitting kids. It's not something I'm into. I don't believe in corporal punishment. I don't believe in physically hitting kids, okay? And this is another example why you should not do it. She hit him while he sat on top of a bunk bed with other children, and while she hit him so hard that it caused him to fall from the top of the bunk bed, and he fell down and hit his head on a nearby TV stand. That's how hard he hit the damn ground and hit the TV stand. So here it is. Prosecutors say that in 2008, Tamekia Martin slapped Damaud while he sat on top of the bunk bed, causing him to fall off the bed and strike his head on a nearby television stand. Several other children were present for the incident, told police that Damaud cried. He cried and then he collapsed to the ground shortly after the attack. Damaud remained in a coma-like state until July 2014, when he died at a state-licensed group home in Anne Arundel County that regulators were in the process of closing down for multiple problems, which is a problem in itself, raising questions about his cares, because they probably weren't taking care of him. Let me see. A medical examiner later ruled Damaud's death as a homicide as a result of traumatic brain injuries he received in 2008 from her hitting him, and he hit his head on the television stand and ended up causing him, for the rest of his life, problems. Now, the verdict Tuesday marks the second time Martin has faced charges related to Damaud's injuries. In 2009, she received a 15-year suspended sentence and probation in response to one count of first-degree child abuse. Yes. The other children playing with the victim at the time told police that Martin was in another room when she suddenly walked into the room. What the heck does that say? The other children playing with the victim at the time told police that Martin was in the other room when she suddenly walked into the room where they were and smacked the boy and then left Damaud Martin crying, and then he collapsed. Baby Damaud underwent emergency surgery but never fully recovered from his injuries. He developed cerebral palsy, and you guys know how detrimental that is. He developed cerebral palsy and was placed in a monitored group home. At 8 years old in 2014, Damaud was found unresponsive by caretakers at the group home. Paramedics were called and declared him dead on the scene. Isn't that sad? And I'm going to tell you why this is disingenuous with her holding up a picture of that kid, okay? Now, Baltimore medical examiners ruled the death a homicide due to the injuries sustained in the 2008 fall caused by Tamekia Martin. Now, Tamekia Martin, the mother, if you can even call her that, I mean, because she's a beastly looking creature. Y'all hit that thumbs up, okay? Share the show. Let other people know that we're live. For the people that are still up, this is third shift, okay? Now, keep in mind, she looks like she's advocating for the death. Talking about RIP, holding up a sign. I'm telling you, I'm about to prove why this creature is disingenuous. She always denied the involvement and maintained her innocence throughout the investigation. You guys catch that? This creature denied involvement and maintained her innocence throughout the investigation, telling investigators different versions of how Damaud came to be injured. How familiar does that sound? About these mothers lying about some stuff that they done. They done beat the kid. They done drowned the kid. They done hurt these kids. You've had these mothers that have done just the most ridiculous stuff that I've talked about a lot on my show, right? They always end up lying about it. Now, Tamekia Martin spoke at her son's funeral in 2014. Now, how did she even get access to go to his funeral? Like, I don't understand that. She blamed his death on the group home he was in after she lost custody. Let's put that into perspective for a moment. She did something heinous enough to cause him to have to be in a group home, and then she turns around and blames the group home for his death? Really? She said, the way he died was uncalled for. He's an innocent child. They took his life. But understand this. This thing that you see on the screen, the only reason why she or he or whatever it is didn't look like that earlier in some of the other pictures, because they just take them wigs and just slap them on top of their heads, like Tommy says, the hair helmet. When you take that hair helmet off of her head, this is what she looked like. Whoa. Whoa. Golly, like, even with the hair helmet on, let's shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor, right? Even with it on, like, I want to know, hashtag, can we get a hashtag, where's the father? I want to know what man is responsible for impregnating that. Can we ask that question? Am I just being an asshole? Are you guys going to flag the channel for me saying that this woman is extra unattractive? Is that even a term? We're going to use that. She's extra unattractive. She's already unattractive, and then she's a couple steps past that. I like what Damon Wayans said on The Breakfast Club. He said, that woman is unrapeable. That's an unrapeable creature right there. I got something I got to show y'all here in a minute, but we'll get to it here in a moment. We're not going to gun jump. Now, let's get back to it. The state's attorney's office said throughout the investigation, the defendant consistently denied fault, maintaining her innocence by telling detectives multiple stories about how her son was injured. However, a staff member from the facility where the child lived, told detectives that they once overheard her saying, whispering to her son, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry I hurt you." Martin's daughter, Sandoria, is that her? Let me see. Sandoria. Sandoria. So apparently somebody got her pregnant multiple times. Yuck. Yuck. Somebody got her pregnant multiple times. She has a daughter by the name of Sandoria, and Sandoria gave 4 different versions of what happened to her own brother. But that all were consistent in blaming another adult in the home for causing the injuries. Now, Martin is scheduled to be sentenced, so she's already been found guilty. She's scheduled to be sentenced on May the 16th. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see if she's going to have the hair on her head, a wig, or be bald the way that she was, right? She is facing 40 years in prison following a jury conviction Tuesday in the 2014 death of her son. Now, there was no attorney listed for Martin in court records. State's attorney Marilyn Mosby released a statement after the verdict was read, and this is what she said. State's attorney Marilyn Mosby said, "As a mother, this case is especially heartbreaking, and I can't fathom how a parent can inflict such harm on their child." How many of y'all grew up with black parents? How many of y'all grew up with black parents that believed in corporal punishment? How many of y'all had black parents that have physically hit you in a fit of rage for whatever the reason is? It happens. But I've always said this. I understood it because of the generation that we were raised in. We were raised to believe that corporal punishment was the right thing to do. The way that I lead my household now and the way that I lead my daughter and my daughter's mom is I tell them there is no need for that. There's no need for physically discipline my child at all. We show my daughter the utmost respect. We teach her, we show her love and all of that kind of good stuff. My daughter reciprocates that. In order to get the kids to do what you want them to do, you have to show them respect first. That's a parenting tip. That is a counseling tip from a father and an ex-counselor. Show children respect. Children will reciprocate it. That's the way it works. You have to show them respect if you want to start getting them on the path to doing what you want them to do. If you're a parent that believes in corporal punishment and you want other methods to learn how to raise your kid in a proper manner, then trust me, this is coming from a person that has experienced corporal punishment, and I've learned a different way to be able to lead children, lots of different children. You can always email me for tips if you're in a situation, if you want to talk about this kind of stuff. I want to make sure that we can save lives, guys, for real, all right? Something to think about. My email address is right here. I'll always respond to you guys, okay? To finish up, she said, any mother who callously harms their child and turns their back on them, then cry out for help, is a person who deserves to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and removed from society. I can't agree more. So this is what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to show the only news video that was out there on her. But before I do, let me give the fair usage real quick. Let's get into it. Hit that thumbs up while y'all are watching, okay? Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. What's going on, Notorious B, man? Shout out to you guys, man. Y'all do me a favor. If y'all would, please share and hit that thumbs up. I got 2 videos I got to show you guys real quick. This is the only news video I was able to find in hours of searching. The only one. Check it out.
Well, a jury finds a Baltimore mother guilty of manslaughter in the death of her 3-year-old son. Back in 2008, Damaud Martin was on the top of a bunk bed when his mother, Tamekia Martin, slapped him, causing him to fall and strike his head on a nearby TV stand. Now, Damaud underwent emergency surgery but never fully recovered from his injuries. He developed cerebral palsy and was placed in a group home and died in 2014. The medical examiner ruled his death a homicide. Martin now faces 40 years in prison.
Guys, that is literally the only video that I was able to find on her since 2014. No other videos are out there on her. There was no other reports. There was nothing. And I don't understand why this wasn't a big story back then or now that she's getting ready to be sentenced here in May. I think it's ridiculous. But I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I did a little bit of further digging, and I want to say thank you to some of the people that were able to help get me some of this information. And you know what I found out about this woman? Let me get her back up on the screen here so y'all can know exactly who I'm talking about. Let me see if I can get her back up on the screen. Woo! Boy, that's a scary image. You guys know that I found out that this person actually used to be a person that was in a children's cartoon. Actually used to be famous for a little while. Did y'all know that? Do y'all even believe that? I actually found an old video of a cartoon that she was actually in from a long time ago. So I wanted to show you guys that, and hopefully I don't get flagged from the company that owns this video. So we're gonna use this by way of fair use real quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys a video that she was in from a very, very long time ago. And I don't know if some of you guys are going to remember this or not, but let me go ahead and play this for you guys. And let's take a look and show you guys. This is the mother by way of her name. Her name again is Tamekia Martin. So here we go.
We've got a gorilla for sale, Godzilla gorilla for sale. Won't you buy him, take him home and try him, gorilla for sale.
Colleen got it off top. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I had to do it. Guys, I had to do it. Like, oh man, like I could not help myself. I could not help myself. Tell me she don't look just like this.
We've got a gorilla for sale, Godzilla gorilla for sale. Won't you buy him, take him home and try him, gorilla for sale.
Tell me she don't look just like that. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I'm not really the type to really make on-the-fly jokes like that, but I'm just saying, she looked just like that. I like, all jokes aside, she really does. I'm just throwing it out there. Just saying. Had to save the best for last. This is what I have to say about this at the end of the day. All right. All jokes aside, this is this little boy, and this was the state that this boy was in for those years. Okay. He died in 2014. This happened in 2008. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous the fact that she was out campaigning like she just played this whole thing off like this was somebody else's fault. Like somebody else did this heinous thing to her son. It's the facility's fault for neglecting her son when her son would not have been in this situation if she had not been violent towards her son. It is stressful to have children. It takes a lot of responsibility. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a goddamn hell of a lot of patience to not wring the neck of these kids sometime. But I'm going to tell you something that I thought about earlier today. It was never meant for one parent to handle that kind of responsibility. Hello, how many of y'all feel me on that? Let's say that again. The responsibility of raising children was never meant for one person, for single mothers to raise these children. It was never meant to work that way. That's why you continue to see this situation implode the way that it is. I'm going to have numerous examples where I'm going to show you that this child abuse and this bullcrap continues to stem from what my brother Tommy Sotomayor has been talking about since day one. Shout out to my brother Tommy. Single mother households, the lack of fathers in the household. You guys can continue to tell me, well, it's the father's responsibility because they continue to keep walking out and this and that. Well, I'm going to tell you something, ladies. Let's just say that you're right about that. I'll agree with you. Okay? Yes, the fathers ain't shit. They continue to keep walking out. Fathers ain't shit. Okay, fine. So if we know that that is our product in the equation, then why would we continue to keep walking ourselves down a path that we already know what the answer is? That is the ultimate paradox. It's weird. You know the answer, you know the product, but we're going to continue to keep going down that same route? To me, that's insane. If you know it's a detriment and you're going to do it anyway. All I ask for you guys to do is just think about the fact that if you're going to have children, then you should probably be married. If you're not going to get married and you think that this person is not worthy of marriage, then I don't think that that person is probably going to be worthy of procreating with. You guys catch that? They're not worthy of procreating with if you're not willing to spend your life with that person. In turn, we should have less of these births by these people that have ultimate dominion over life and death. Then this thing should not continue to keep happening. I hope everybody understands where I'm coming from. I want to thank everybody for coming through on third shift. We had a little bit of fun with this. I'm glad we were able to be a little bit jovial in such a dark situation, okay? I hope that we was able to bring a little bit of education, a little bit of light to this story that does not exist on the internet, which I think really sucks. I wish more people would have tried to do this story. I really do. There was not enough coverage about this. And I think that's a shame that 3-year-old Damaud Martin had to suffer at the hands of his own mother and ended up permanently damaged until the day that he died. I would have liked to have seen the father be given a chance, or whatever the case is. Maybe this didn't turn out this way. Maybe this kid could have turned into something before this horrific, incident. All right. So we will be following up with this, and we will have a sentencing date coming up here. Let me see if I can find it for you guys again. Let's see. On May 16th. So we will have an actual sentencing on May 16th. If she's going to get that full 40 years, either way it goes, it's not going to bring the kid back. But, rest in peace, Damaud Martin. It's a shame that, you had to suffer at the hands of your mom, man. So this is your boy DJ Just J. I'm signing out, man. This third shift. Thank you guys so much for coming. We got in, we got out. We'll see you guys on the next show. All right. Peace.